I've only got one life motto: run when chased. Don't order fish at a steakhouse. Undertakers and chauffeurs are the only people who should be allowed by law to wear black suits. White shirt plus tan face equals confidence. Those are just a few of the rules Roger Stone lives his life by. Hell, he's written a book about those rules titled, quote, Stone's Rules: How to Win at Politics, Business, and Style. Now, at the moment, Stone is less well known for his thoughts on double-breasted suits. His thoughts are, quote, never wear a double-breasted suit and a button-down collar, end quote, than he is for his arrest and indictment on charges that he lied to Congress and tampered with witnesses regarding what he knew when about emails stolen by Russia during the 2016 campaign and subsequently posted on the WikiLeaks website. Whew. All right, let me start from the beginning-ish. Roger Stone's first brush with politics came in 1960, when he was in first grade. He supported John F. Kennedy in that race because, in Stone's words, he had better hair than Nixon. Fact check, that is true. Stone told his classmates, remember we're talking about first grade here people, that if Nixon won, he'd make them all go to school on Saturdays. In the class's mock election, Kennedy won easily, a victory that Stone took credit for. Kennedy swept the election, he once said, because of disinformation I spread about Nixon. It was a kind of first experience. A decade later, though, Stone was actually working with Nixon's 1972 re-election campaign as a junior scheduler, and because he is Roger Stone, he was doing a lot more than just scheduling. Stone adopted a pseudonym, does that sound like anyone else you know? And made a donation in the name of the Young Socialist Alliance to Pete McCloskey, the California congressman primarying Nixon on an anti-war message. Then, Stone sent proof of his donation to a New Hampshire newspaper as evidence that McCloskey was in league with the socialists. It was at the end of that decade that the paths of Stone and Donald Trump crossed. Stone was running a trio of northeastern states for Ronald Reagan's 1980 presidential bid when he scored a meeting with longtime Trump mentor Roy Cohn in 1979. Cohn told Stone he had to meet Trump. They met, and Trump promised support for Reagan, sending Stone to his father. Fred Trump promised Stone $200,000 in donations, and soon checks for $1,000 each, the maximum donation under the law at that point, began pouring into Reagan's headquarters. Stone spent the 80s on Reagan's campaign team and then, in 1988, served as a senior consultant to then Vice President George H.W. Bush's presidential campaign. During that time, he also started a political consulting and lobbying business with the Republican campaign Svengali Lee Atwater and, wait for it, Paul Manafort. By 1996, Stone was back on the campaign trail as a senior advisor to Bob Dole's presidential bid. Now, that gig ended when the National Enquirer, everything old is new again, published a story headlined, Top Dole Aide Caught in Group Sex Ring. The piece alleged that Stone had run ads in a magazine called Local Swing Fever. Stone called the whole thing a setup, but resigned from the Dole campaign anyway. That campaign largely ended Stone's relevance as a mainstream Republican campaign guru, which dovetailed nicely with Stone's increasing role in Trump's orbit. In 1999, Stone tried to gin up excitement for the idea of Trump running as the Reform Party nominee for president, but Trump decided against it, and, seemingly, against Stone. Roger is a stone-cold loser, Trump told The New Yorker. He always tries taking credit for things he never did. And yet, Trump couldn't quit Stone, allowing the self-proclaimed dirty trickster to remain in his orbit as the billionaire businessman got more and more serious about running for office. A quick look at Stone's rules shows why. The two men shared a similar view on how to succeed in life and in politics. Consider these Stone rules. Attack, attack, attack. Never defend. Nothing is on the level. Lay low, play dumb, keep moving. And finally, and most importantly, quoting Nixon, the only thing worse in politics than being wrong is being boring. Now, given that sort of mind meld, it's not surprising that when Trump formally entered the presidential race, Stone was installed as the campaign's top strategist. It was also not at all surprising that less than 2 months later, Stone was out. Trump said he had fired Stone. Stone said he quit, because of course that's what they both said. Stone still didn't leave Trump's orbit though, and in the summer of 2016, he allegedly was tasked by a senior Trump campaign official, we still don't know who that is, with reaching out to WikiLeaks and seeing if he could learn anything about the group's plans to post those hacked emails from the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta. Sidebar, we now know those emails were stolen by the Russians as part of their effort to sway the election for Donald Trump. Now, according to the indictment from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office, Stone repeatedly lied to Congress about his ties to WikiLeaks and tried to get other witnesses to do the same. Stone has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and the White House has said, quote, "This has nothing to do with the president," end quote. Maybe, but Stone's history suggests there's reason to believe the Mueller indictment is a lot more fact than it is fiction. How will Stone and Trump handle whatever comes next from Mueller? Stone's rules, again, come to the rescue. Admit nothing, deny everything, launch counterattack. And that is the point. We make new Point episodes every week. Check back every Tuesday and every Thursday for the latest and greatest in political videos.